Oh, well, it's gonna be one of those. Oh no, it's gonna be one of those. Oh, why? It's gonna be one of those. How about we make it one of these? Oh, it's gonna be one of these. Hello, ladies and gents. Welcome to another game of Age of Empires 2 with BinnyBongBaron. Yeah, it's been like a week or so since I've released any videos, and I was having a lot of fun with it. And it's not deliberate. I'll be making more. Whether they're received well or not, but they seem to be doing quite well, which is cool. I didn't expect it. Anyway, in the blue corner, you've got me, BinnyBongBaron, and I am playing as the Koreans, and that is not a civ I play normally, like ever. I think I would imagine most of the times that I've played Koreans is when I've gone for a random civ or something, and yeah, I mean they're known for their tower drops, they're known for their got like cheap archers and stuff like that, and that's just, well, we're not doing any of that stuff, but that's that's what they're known for anyway. Then in the red corner, we got what's his name? What's that? Narmer Tercero. Tercero? I don't know. Well, I don't know what that means, but he's playing Teutons, and you know, that's not a civ you see that often these days, admittedly, but I can see it on Arena. They got themselves some, you know, pretty chunky walls and towers, and they can, like, you know, do a lot more damage out of town centers, garrison a lot more, and they have some fun little things, you know. And yeah, well, we'll see what this chap's going to be doing. Anyway, as I have said in the past, there's not a lot to sort of talk about in the early stages here, so we're just going to zoom on forwards just a teeny little bit. Anyway, whilst we're here, yeah, thanks for you chaps that have subscribed. That's awesome. I appreciate that. I don't do the whole please subscribe thing because it feels lame. Every time I watch YouTube videos, I just get a bit of a cringe. But I don't know. Thanks for anyone that's doing it. That's real cool. There's definitely not going to be anything fun to talk about in my Dark Age here because it's normally an absolute shambles. But you know what? We roll with the punches. Red probably has a stronger Dark Age. There's not really much to talk about on that. I'm just going to zoom ahead a little bit more. But it does not take long before the action starts in this game, I'm telling you. It does not. That's a lot of fucking wolves. And here we go. Now, you'd think this would be like, okay, yeah, like, you know, something's happening with the scout, and I would notice that. But nope, didn't see a single thing of this. Not at all. Anyway, we bounce with our scout, and he's a sensible man, and he decides, yep, let's bounce out of here. And I'm thinking to myself at this point, when I see these vills, well, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to do what Poop Lord does. I'm going to, like, bounce out there with my loomed vills and just fight it. Just fight it off. No reason not to, right? Of course, I didn't see those two at the back then, did I? Didn't see those, so I was like, yeah, you know, we got the numbers. We got the numbers. But no, we don't got the numbers, and I'm not paying attention because I'm, I don't know, an idiot. And I'm thinking, brilliant, this is awesome. This is exactly what I like to see. And well, you're going to see some real glory here. With 5 on gold, God bless me. God bless me. And I'm thinking, great, we're fine here. And then bang! F. This is a fight that, yeah, it could have gone better. It could have gone better. Actually, it couldn't have gone much worse. And I was even sat there shift clicking around, but I don't know, man. Maybe I had a drink too many or something, and I just wasn't doing a great job of it. I'm going over here. There's nothing interesting to see here. There's more destroyed walls. But yeah. And I'm like, oh, goddamn this. I need to at least kill a scout. At least get the scout. Come on. Just a scout, man, and we run away. Just the scout. And it's like, you know what? We're out. We're out. Oh, no. Scout's coming in. Go on, just the scout. Just the scout. F. Anyway, that's no damn good, is it? So, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. I'm on 16 vills. He's on 20 vills. And... and, yeah, I mean... Dude's even got his eco upgrades coming in. And for some reason, I seem to have Hang on, does it show I've got padded fletching armor? That's impossible. Oh no, you get it like automatically. Shows how little I play these civs. You probably get it automatically. You must get it automatically. Never mind, forget what I'm saying. Shows how much I know about the civs. Let's move on to the next glorious battle. On we go. But anyway, as I say, this is something I'm mucking around with, and excluding the worst Vil fight of my life, excluding that, I still have faith. Well, of course I have faith. I've seen the outcome of this fetch. I mean, I even have to have faith. And yeah, at this point, you know, we just need to be sitting at home and recovering. And, you know, we're catching up on the Vils, and it's fine. I mean, this wasn't nothing from him either, right? He had to spend all that time walking his Vils out there, all the way back. Mine were working, so, you know, granted, there's a bit of a Vil lead, but in terms of resources, I'm not necessarily, you know, broadly too far behind, I would imagine. Although I don't know. Yeah, anyway. Let's fast forward this little bad boy a little bit. But my plan here is going to be, let's go up to Castle Age. We want Castle Age ASAP. And as soon as we've got our Castle Age, we're chucking down some barracks. God, there's some damn noises on Counter Age. Do I need to, like, get rid of the animal noises? Like, just every time I zoom out a little bit, you just hear 1,000 animals screaming at once. And I'm thinking, in this position here, I'm pretty clever. Look at me. I'm gonna kill your house at least. That's my hopes and dreams blasted to the wayside. I at least wanted the house. But yeah, take that. Ha. The house that convinced me you only had 5 units out in front instead of 7. God damn it, Benny. Idiot. Anyway. Here come the old barracks, and here comes Castle Age, and, you know, the one plus side to this is that we've been forced to make farms. You normally wouldn't even be bothering. And on that note, there'll be another video in which this strategy is executed much more cleanly. And we don't have to worry about this kind of shenaniganry. But, you know, I thought this was a fun one because I just absolutely stacked it in this front part of the game. Now, what I didn't expect from this chap is knights out on the prairie, because, well, I just never really seen anyone make knights out here. It's just out of nowhere, you know. But he did it. And yeah, we're now cooking. We're cooking. And let's speed up the cooking. Man over here, he's like, you know what? I'm booming. I got cheap farms. Life is good. We dealt a buttload of damage, and you know, why not? Why not? So let's get our relics. Let's get our stuff, and that's all fine and well. That's all fine and well. But we're cooking too. Cooking with fire. Cooking with fire lancers. That's okay. Yeah, I wish I could edit that back out, but I don't know how because I suck at editing. So never mind. Anyway, the match goes on, and I gotta be honest, this is cool. I never thought to even do this, to be honest. Actually, just placing a couple of houses just around outside the gate back here. That's actually a pretty clever move. I mean, it does distract the Vil for a while, but yeah. Anyway, what we're gonna see here is basically glorified spearmen versus Teutonic Knights. Now these guys, they got a load of health. They got 65 health, so they are packing the health, you know. They can take some hits from Teutonic Knights, even with their big melee damage. But they also have this cool little ability where they can ping off a little fucking fire shot. A little bit of background story to that. The fire lancers from, I believe it was the 10th century, were technically the first users of firearms. They were the first firearms invented by the Chinese. And I imagine they had a bit more range than this, although who knows how accurate they actually were. But yeah, that's a fun thing. I like that, you know. Anyway, yeah, we're taking our good time here because after the shellacking we just got, I am in no hurry to be bouncing out there. And he's got the score lead by a bit, and he's already like killed a bunch of my Vils. And at this point, look at this, 58 versus 43. But you know what? We don't need them anymore. We have our farms, we can keep our Vil production up, we got our upgrades, and I wish I had zoomed in on that. Yeah, we just see this spearman here and we just shot him with all these. Oh, I didn't see the extra little flames on the end. That's quite cool. Carrying the Olympic torch, like. And at this point, you know, I didn't know he had all these houses until I scooted on over, but this is when I'm thinking, right, we might actually still be in the game here. We're shooting. We're flying. Let's fly. And this man is booming like an absolute wild man. Fair enough to him. Yeah, he's hauled this bit off. He's got his TC on the front. He's got a safe gold, safe stone. All's well. All's well. But you know what? All's not well, my dear fellow. Because I got rams. And I got spearmen who are Olympic torchbearers. And they have bayonets. They actually have like knives on them as well. That's pretty cool. Anyway, we're coming. We're coming in. And he does probably the sensible thing by putting a castle up, but I'm not 100% convinced I would necessarily take 45 bills to do that, but it does get the castle up without any doubt. And to be fair to the man, he's thinking to himself probably, we got Teutonic Knights. Although he's not. Yeah. No, that's just the eco kind of gone. I didn't realise that he scattered all that eco just to deal with that. That might have been a shock moment, but I'm thinking, you know what? We got more time for more units. And let's just clear this out. There's some cool shit over here. And these guys, look at them go. Oh, never mind. I thought we were going to see some gunshot fire. We didn't see gunshot fire. But we're clearing it out. We're clearing it out. And I probably got a bit sloppy with all of this stuff going on. But these guys, the cool thing about them, fire lancers, they are spearmen. They are essentially spearmen. They do extra damage against cavalry. And I wasn't paying my finest attention over here, but you know, I'm feeling quite confident. We're in. We've still got the score, you know, a little bit low, and our line is being kind of mucked around with. I'll be honest, I might have had a bong or two at this point, and I'm not sure I was necessarily paying the right amounts of attention, but you know, here it is: Teutonic Knights versus pointy shooty boys. And this is how they do. Honestly, they smack because they have like no pierce armor, right? Well, I don't think they do. Hardly any. Yeah, like no basic pierce armor. So even the gunfire shots just bang, they just do a good little chunk of damage. And with the numbers, you basically have Lancaster's Law. And yeah, with that, it just does it. For anyone that's curious, Lancaster's Law is essentially a law that dictates that numbers will generally dominate smaller forces. Each individual more than the sum of its own parts in a group, essentially. And we're charging, we're in for it. And at this point, I'm thinking, this has basically got to be it. We are getting in, and we are getting going. But it does not all go to plan. You think it would, but Teutonic Knights, smack those rams. They smacked the rams. And I'm not really happy sitting under this castle in TC fire. Like, it looked good, but there's no reason to hang around. Just because it looks good to start with, you know. And it's like, you know what? We bounce. We're out of there. But at this point, well, 48 versus 43. Hey, I did make a few extra fills. Yeah, I don't normally float this much food, actually. That's a good talking point for this game. Because I don't make that many farms for this strat, so I was floating an absolute crap ton of food. But I also don't go to Imp, so if anyone's thinking like, why don't you go to Imp? What are you doing, you fucking idiot? It's because I am not going to Imp. I just don't like it. I don't want to go to Imp. Imp is lame. Castle Age is where it's at. So we back out.
Hey,
and they're having a town meeting and they're like, this is bullshit. I'm not having this. This guy's got boomsticks. That's no good. So we'll go over here. And then we'll go over here. And the relics, well, they'll not be helping you anymore, my dear fellow. Yeah, so far so good. I gotta say, if this game goes to show anything, it's like, hang in there. Hang in there if you lose a bit of stuff early. Which is actually a lesson I can take, because I'm absolutely horrific for that kind of thing. And it's all burning to ground. Boink, 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 boink. Anyway, at this point, it's like, yeah, okay, I don't know what he's got back here, but I do know he's got a load of farms. I know that the man's got plenty of res. Admittedly, that gold on the front there, that's no good for him, but you know what? I like to sometimes take the gold on the front if I can, and I do. It's worth doing. You never know when you're going to have to go back to a safer gold, man. So I'm thinking, let's distract him down here. Man with his fortified gates. We'll do a bit of distracting. Bark, 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 bark. But at this point, we already have our units up. I mean, at this point, I'm like, okay, I do have a lot of food. Let's actually make eco. I don't do it. I don't normally do it. So, if anyone watches this says you should make more eco, that's a completely realistic criticism, and I don't blame you one damn bit for it. But I just won't do it. So that's what makes it fun, you know. But yeah, he's just looking like he's in a strong position. He's an imp. He's still survived it all. He's getting his other castle up, you know, and yeah, we're still just basically all wood and gold. Because why not? You know what? We has rams. In hindsight, I think what I might do if I end up in this situation is just sell a bunch of the food, buy a bit of another siege workshop, and make more rams. And you know, I wasn't even thinking about getting these. I just don't really see it as worth the hassle. So it's time to scatter the rams and see what's up for business. Yeah, man. That's a good show. I knew he would have knights, I knew he would have Teutonic Knights, and I already knew he had a mangonel. The mangonel was what worried me the most, and I'm thinking... everywhere. Attack from everywhere. There's nothing else for it. We just have to. We just have to get stuck in. And that's what we did. Even up here. Probably could have come through at that point actually, but yeah, obviously I lost attention. Bang! Look at that. It's not a lot, but like, the Teutonic Knights are still pricey, and we can still blap a bunch of damage at them. And then we get some kind of talky down here, and I'm not 100% sure if that's necessarily ideal, but nonetheless, we're in. And as far as I'm concerned, this is still a tight battle. He's got the score lead for the first time in a bit, and I'm thinking, goddamn, I've been screwed if I'm not careful here. I need the siege down. I need to just focus hardcore, you know. Anyway, we keep pressing, we keep making the units. Probably should have got those on the old gold, and we are floating absolute insane resources. So that's pretty shambolic. But I just don't normally. The game don't normally go this long for me. I just don't normally go that far. I have to say, this is probably one of my longer games, which is probably pretty funny to many of you, because see how many of you go to it on Arena. But yeah, we're booming along with our boomsticks, and that's GG. That's about GG, you know. You got no Teutonic Knights. I don't see it as yeah, nothing more to come back from that. And back home we have the most efficient woodline on the planet. God bless it. God bless everyone. Yeah, that's GG. Blah 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 blah. 114 we had. God, they're brilliant. Anyway, I'm not saying this is necessarily the best cast I've ever done of my life, but it was one I did anyway, so feel free to, if you liked it, feel free to give it a like. If you didn't like it, just well, do me a favor. I'm quite new, you know. Don't downvote me just yet, but do tell me why in the comments. Like, honestly, I genuinely would be grateful for any constructive criticism, because I'm enjoying doing this, and You know, I'm not like necessarily a super creative type. I just thought, yeah, just plunge into it. You know what? How many times have I thought about doing these and I just never did, and now I'm doing it. So any constructive criticism, anything you did like about it, and yeah, that's it. Anyway, hope you guys have a badass day, whatever you're doing, wherever you are, and yeah, take it easy. Toodaloo.